Hello everyone and welcome to my bar. My name is Ansel Birch, the Indecisionist, and I will be your dungeon barkeep today. Now, you may notice I'm tending bar in a cave, and I didn't bring my call list or menus or recipes or bartender's standard manual. I'm kind of in the wilderness here, but like anyone tending bar this side of the Goblin Warrens, I have a sense of adventure and a willingness to try anything once. So if you're with me on that, I think we can get through it. I have a set of gaming dice, and I think that we can together build a cocktail using only fate as our guide. What do you say? If I try it first, will you consider trying it afterward? Deal. All right. So, I think the first thing we should do is pick an essential. One of the essential mixers, something that's gotta be in this cocktail, right? It's gotta be. So I've got a D4 here, and I'll just roll it into the tray. That's a 2, so Grenadine is gonna go into this cocktail. All right, Grenadine, exciting. We get some pomegranate syrup into here. So what should we garnish it with? Well, let's pick that with a D6 like this one. That's a 3, so olives. Okay, we're off to a weird start, but I suspect that's what you're here to see. I suspect that's what you're here to see. So let's continue on with a less essential mixer chosen by a D8 like this one. So here we go. 6 soda water. All right. Yep. Okay. Well, I mean, the grenadine and the soda water might be just fine. Let's not count these chickens before they hatch, because the next thing we got to do is pick a liquor. That's going to be chosen by a D10, like this one. Natural 1, so it has to be flavored, whatever it is. I have a couple options for flavored, so I need to roll again. I'm going to pull a D10 back out, and let's see what we get. 4, absinthe. I don't think there is such a thing as flavored absinthe. Absinthe is already absinthe flavored, so we'll try again. 6, tequila. I don't have flavored tequila. 8, I don't have flavored coffee liqueur. D10. All right, hold on. Let's see. I have flavored whiskey and I have flavored gin. So I will let you in the chat decide whether you want whiskey or gin in this cocktail. For those of you watching this after the fact, if you would like to be part of the conversation happening live, check out my website and look for the next upcoming Dungeon Barkeep Cocktail-a-thon, and you can be a part of the experience right here on Twitch, right live when it's happening, and experience all of the behind-the-scenes stuff that goes into it. Whiskey. All right. Malkuth says whiskey. All right. So what we're doing here today is peanut butter whiskey. That's right, peanut butter whiskey. All right, so we got peanut butter whiskey. Next, we're going to do a little bit of edutainment here with a bar term. All right, so 5. Dry. We're going to serve this one dry. I have a feeling this one is going to be a little dry. Dry usually refers to the amount of vermouth that is going to go into a cocktail. Vermouth being frequently used as a sweetening agent. Having less vermouth frequently makes the resulting cocktail less sweet and therefore more dry. This one is going to by nature be sort of a hodgepodge, so there's not much I can do to make it more dry. But that said, who's to say what could happen? We'll find out. But yeah, generally speaking, that is what that bar term means. It means with less vermouth, or in some cases, depending on the person, no vermouth whatsoever. Let's move on to the star of the show, the D20, everybody's favorite die, which picks our name for this cocktail. And I personally am very excited for this one. We've got some really good names on the list today. And today's cocktail is the Dwarf Unbalancer. All right. So today's cocktail is going to be called the Dwarf Unbalancer. It's going to be a mix of peanut butter whiskey, grenadine, soda water, and olives. Okay. All right, well, let's go ahead over to the bar top cam and see how it all comes together. This cocktail is going to be made in the glass. So we're gonna start with our glass. I'll add in a few d6 of cold damage. We're gonna do 2 ounces of peanut butter whiskey. There we go. That's 1 and 2. All right. Next up is our Grenadine. I'm actually using pomegranate syrup on someone's recommendation, and it was a very good recommendation indeed. So I will continue to thank the person who suggested that. So there we go, 1 ounce of Grenadine. I'm gonna go ahead and plop the, well, the olives are a garnish, so we'll put them over top, but I am gonna give just a bar spoon of olive brine in here, because I think that is going to offset some of the sweetness that we are gonna be dealing with. So we'll just do just the smallest amount of olive brine. Glad I spilled stuff on the table already. Good start. And we'll give it a little stir. All right, there's that. And we're gonna top that with soda water. Garnish with our olives. These are blue cheese stuffed olives, just to give it a little extra oomph. And we'll go ahead and set those in the glass, just like that. So now all that's left is to taste it. Wow. Okay. So things you need to remember. Peanut butter whiskey is really sweet. It's actually a liqueur. So it's been sweetened heavily to get the flavoring to sort of, work in there, I guess is the best way to describe it. So that sweetness, along with the sweetness of the Grenadine, is aggressive. It's very aggressive. I think I've done this before. I think honestly, Grenadine and peanut butter whiskey has happened before, and it's got like a it's got a peanut butter and jelly quality to it. Which is pleasant. I think if you like sweet cocktails, this is a good way to go. It's got the sweetness, it's got that fruity note, it's got the peanut butter in there, which is fun. The soda water makes it bubbly and fun. Honestly, solid combination. It's just way too sweet for me. So I think if you served this in a taller glass and gave it a lot more of that soda water to sort of thin everything out, that might help. Alternately, if you're... I guess you could just use less... I would say you could use less peanut butter whiskey, or you could use less Grenadine, but honestly, like, they're both so sweet that any way you tip that balance is going to result in this same, like, peanut butter and jelly sandwich thing. So yeah, if you like sweet cocktails, this is a good way to go. And the olives, I had this happen recently as well. The olives are actually giving us a little bit of a break. It's almost a pairing. It stops being a garnish and it starts being a pairing. Instead of like, ooh, this tastes a bit of olive, or this adds olive flavor to the otherwise, tight balance of your cocktail. There's no tight balance to this cocktail. The olives are being completely overshadowed, even with a little bit of olive brine. There's nothing they're doing here. But in between sips of this very, very sweet cocktail, you've got a little bit of olive to like reset your palate, give you a little bit of salty, and I think it's a good pairing, even if it isn't a like contributive garnish, if that makes sense. And I think Malkuth Soldier has nailed it on the head on this one. Usually at this point in the show, I talk about how the cocktail would fit into an adventure or a campaign, and Malkuth has said, seems like in universe the name would be a joke. Trick the dwarves into drinking an overly sweet drink, and you nailed it. I think that's exactly the right answer. I think that this fits into a campaign when you are introducing a setting or location where people live in tight proximity, but not a lot of actual unity. And I'm thinking of like a city where you run into enclaves of people. Like there's an elven district and a dwarven district and a gnomish district and a halfling district, and they all like get along, and it's a big, metropolis, and maybe there's a downtown where they all, I'm basically describing Chicago with fantasy people. But if that's what you were going for, to get the sort of like enclave-y feel, if one of the big gags is when the dwarves come over to the halfling neighborhood, they get served this like ridiculously sweet but still delicious drink, and the dwarves are too proud to not drink it. And there's no getting around the fact there's 2 ounces of whiskey in here, and it doesn't taste like it. You could drink a lot of this before you realized that you were in a way, which I think would also feed into the whole like dwarven pride thing. So Malkuth Soldier, you nailed it. I think that's exactly right. And yeah, I think that is the story of the Dwarven Unbalancer. It is the story, or it is the sign of a well-tuned enclave fantasy city. Nicely done. Nice all of us. Well done, all of us. And with that, thank you all so much for joining me here. Please like, subscribe, share, all the things that YouTubers tell you what to do. And until next time, drink adventurously. Yeah.